Okay. Let's go. Okay, so thank you, Creator, Source, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron. Please surround us in this collective as we activate them into the rainbow frequency as you requested. Amen. Okay, so I just want you to take 3 deep breaths in. I'm so excited for you guys. Okay. Thank you, Creator, God Self, and the spark within us that is you. We activate this spark, and we ask that it be sent down through our centers, growing like roots, down into Mother Earth. And we anchor into the core of Mother Earth, and we ask her to bring her energy up through our centers and anchor into our heart center. This is just a grounding. Then we're going to take this energy, ask it to go up through our centers, up into the grids in the sky, and anchor into the grids in the sky. We thank you, Father Sky, Grandfather Moon, and the Star Nations. We bring this energy down through our centers and activate into our heart center, activating the God spark within us. As our heart beats, this vibration gets bigger and bigger until it no longer can stay within our physical body, and it expands 9 feet out, 360 degrees, all the way around our energy field. And everything within this space is calm, relaxed. Every muscle is completely relaxed. Anything floating through your mind is now gone. Your mind is clear and ready to receive this activation. Now I want you to envision a golden white light around you, keeping you protected. Standing behind you is Archangel Michael. He's there to protect you. In front of you is Archangel Metatron, and he is going to guide you through this. And I want you to feel the power of these 2 loving, guiding angels here to assist you in returning back to the energetic frequency that you are and have always been. Now, I want you to envision the central sun above your head. Like all the way up. You just want to envision the central sun. And you want to envision a liquid golden ray of light coming down and entering through your crown chakra. And it's going to go through your crown, clearing anything that's stuck in there. It's burning it, turning it to ash. Anything that would prevent it from remaining open. As it does that, it's going to continue on down into your third eye. And it is going to liquefy and burn anything stuck, any past memories, any curses, any blocks, any pain, any trauma, any time, anywhere through all timelines, dimensions, and realities that would have prevented you or made you afraid of seeing the truth is now removed. That golden liquid light comes down into your throat chakra, and it burns away anything that has ever prevented you from speaking your truth, being in your power, feeling heard, feeling listened to, being able to be authentic as you speak the truth. That liquid light flows down into your heart center, and it fills your entire heart with warm, hot, loving light that burns away any pain, any trauma, any fears, anything that's stuck in your heart that has ever prevented you from understanding the love that you are, that has ever prevented you from seeing and being and feeling and expressing the truth of who you really are. As this moves down, it goes into your sacral chakra, burning away any family lineage problems that have been stuck there, that have been passed down to you without you even knowing, any past life traumas or curses that are stuck there, preventing you and preventing your solar plexus from staying open. It continues to flow down into your solar plexus and clears everything out of your solar plexus, your roots to everything. This is the center of you. It clears it out and burns it, keeping this open. Now we're going to go down into your root chakra. Anything that is stuck there holding you down with fears, with procrastination, any blockages, any trauma, anything that's holding you stuck and preventing you from moving forward is now burned away. And this liquid golden light goes down, down, down into the core of Mother Earth, and we connect with all things, the central sun and Mother Earth. Now that we are connected to everything, we are going to bring this energy back up through every center. But as this liquid golden light comes up through our centers, it is going to pull them all together into one. As it goes all the way up, every color blends and reunites with each other. It goes up and up and up and out of the crown chakra, and it's going to encircle you. And now the energy field that's around you is rainbow swirls of every color there is. And now Archangel Metatron asks you to place your hands to your side, like on either side of you with your palms up. And we are going to, he places pyramid-shaped prisms in each palm. Okay? And this, he activates the one in your right hand. It's like a prism of like if the sun was shining through a crystal prism. It turns into rainbows. In this crystal prism, the rainbow frequency flows from one to the other in each hand. And now they're activated. And now you're going to bring your palms together, and they're going to become a diamond. Like flat end to flat end. It's going to become a diamond. Okay? And you're going to take that prism and you are going to put it at the top of your crown chakra, like tip to tip. Okay? And this prism, crystal prism, is now activated in your crown chakra. And the rainbow frequency continues spiraling forever. It cannot be removed now. And feel this energy going down, filling every cell of your body, feeling every space between every cell of your body. Feel it becoming all of you. Allow your cells to vibrate and heal and return to the perfect state of perfection that it is. And this energy is going to activate all 24 DNA codes. It's going to activate all healing codes. It's going to activate your true essence while still here in this physical body. You are literally now vibrating at the vibration that you would be as if you died and left your body. Thank you, guys. And I just want you to sit there for a minute and feel how your vibration feels different now. You're going to need to drink a lot of water. And we're going to thank Archangel Michael and thank Archangel Metatron for allowing this to happen. I was so excited when they told me to do this. I got chills all over my body. I was so excited when they told me to do this today, because I realized how much everybody has put the work in. I mean, 2012 was 12 years ago when this happened to me. And it changed my life. I mean, I had a lot of bad stuff happen, but I didn't act like I always did when that kind of stuff happened. All of the gifts, all of the knowing, the accesses to the Akashic records and the superconscious mind is now yours. Shifting realities is a thought away now. Everything is literally just a thought away. And when negative thoughts come up now, they're coming up so that, your body's bringing them up so that you can say, I let them go. It's not being brought up so that you can remember it. It's being brought up so that anything's still stored in there, because as you're bringing that light and that light's entering every cell, every molecule, your skeletal structure, it's healing you. It is pushing all of that stuff out. And you're going to feel it and you're going to see it. Thank you, Angie. We all have. Everybody has. That's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this so that everybody can get this. So that you don't have to pay thousands of dollars to get it. This is a gift. And this is my gift to all of you, is to be able to do this for you. And all I ask is that you pay it forward. It is very strong. Very, very strong. And you're going to need to rest today, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. You're going to feel like awakening symptoms. You could get a cold, you can get a headache. Oh, you're welcome, Luna. You have no idea how loved you are. I was having my sister had passed away back in May, and she was my twin, and I was having, I don't know, a bad day, and my guides and my sister were there, and hi, and Miss Katie, Linda, they literally said to me, if you could see how we see you, you would never doubt who you are again. And we ask you to go meditate and view yourself as we see you. They didn't tell me how to do it, so I just allowed myself to be guided. And so I lay down in meditation, and I saw a path, right? And I'm walking down this path, and I could see, like, things on either side of me. Painful things, experiences that have happened to me. Thank you, guys. User 75908. Well, thank you. I could see, like, all these things off in the distance that prior Susie, you're gonna make me cry. I'm gonna tell you how to do it, Katie. So all of a sudden, so on either side of me, you know, all my life, I've known that this is my purpose. And being here right now, yeah, your gifts are activating, sweetheart. Thank you. This is what I'm supposed to do. And I finally feel like I'm doing it. It's overwhelmingly makes me feel good. So on either side of me, I could see things off in the distance that, you know, were parts of my past that I thought made me up. You know, the things that had happened to me, my life experiences, my family, they were off in the distance. And, you know, I used to identify with, that's how I identified myself, right? Oh, thank you, Luna. Thank you all for the gifts and the likes and the shares and the follows. And I just love you guys. And I can't say thank you enough. So all of a sudden, I get to the end. Luna. I get to the end of the path, and there's a mirror, right? And I knew the mirror was going to show me what and how they saw me. Excuse me, I gotta get a tissue. Sorry. Oh, thank you, Angie. I was afraid to look in the mirror. I really was. I was afraid. I was like, almost didn't make it to the mirror. I'm grateful for all of you. We are one. We are one. I am no better. We are one. I would not be me without all of you. I thank you I thank you. But I respect you all just as much as I respect myself. And anyway, I get to almost to the mirror, but not to where I could see like myself through the mirror. And all of a sudden, I feel Michael and Metatron beside me. Well, mirrors can be scary, but I knew that I had to look in this mirror. But I was so afraid because I didn't think myself worthy. And I had Michael on one side of me, or I think he was behind me, just like the activation, and Metatron was in front of me, but they had my hands, and they were like kind of pulling me. I was kind of floating to this mirror. They were like basically telling me, you have to get there, honey. You have to do this. You have to, because you need to understand how we see you, okay? And how to break the cycle of not feeling this for yourself every day. So I allowed myself to be pulled. I didn't walk. They kind of like pulled me as I floated to the mirror. Then they left, but they stayed on either side of me. And all of a sudden, I split into two. Exactly, user 759. I split into two. And the side on the left was the side with all the crap in it that I couldn't, like, that blocked me from seeing who I really was. And for a moment, they ask the other one on the right to step aside. Okay? And I got to see all of, like, I don't know, they were like these, I don't know, ethereal, like, cords and parasites and stuff that have been placed upon me throughout lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and even in this lifetime, that like blocked like the centers of my being and preventing me from seeing who I was. And then I was asked to allow that one to step aside. Oh, thank you, David. Thank you, Susie. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you got to be here for the activation. That was divine timing, sweetie. And I stood in front of the mirror with the side that had nothing in it. Thank you. And thank you. Living, love, and life. That's perfect. I like that name. And what I saw was like this outline of a human being. Okay, just an outline. And I could see like my eyes and my features and things, but it was like translucent. And through that, I saw the universe. Like, everything was me. It was so beautiful. I sat there and fell to my knees and cried. The beauty of it. And then I stood up. I claimed my power. I stepped aside, and they asked the other version to come back and look in the mirror. And then Michael said, I protect you. Look down. And there was this rock. He said, pick the rock up and shatter the mirror. Now that you know who you are, you no longer need this version of you. You don't need to see it anymore. It doesn't belong to you anymore. shatter the mirror. And I felt like Forrest Gump when, what's her name, started throwing the shoes at the house. like, I was so mad that I ever believed that I was those things, that's how I felt. I just wanted to smash the mirror over and over and over again. And you all can do that. Now that you've been activated. Hi, Donnie. Mr. Big Heart. I will clip this, the beginning of it, so you could do the activation, sweetheart. It is. But once you actually see who you are, thank you, Summer Manson, for the follow. Once you see who you are, all of those things that you identified yourself with, and I'm Donnie, they go away. And it's funny because I have people all around me, right? Like my family members and stuff. And they somewhat believe, but they don't trust themselves. They don't believe to the full extent that they follow their guidance. They don't live what they believe because they're afraid. And they're always trying to tell me what I should and shouldn't do. And after that day, I just started telling them all to stop. Like, you don't have to like what I do. But I am going to be authentic to me. If you don't want to be authentic to you because you're afraid of what other people are going to think about you, then that's you. But that's not on me. And how you guys feel about it, I really don't care anymore. This is my purpose. I have always known it was my purpose. And I've allowed all of you to prevent me from being in my purpose and doing and fulfilling my purpose for so long that I can't do it anymore. Yes, the light came on. I want to pull a card for us now. Oh my God. It's freaking amazing. I mean, just look at that card. So tomorrow, I'm gonna do, what's tomorrow? I forget, but I'm gonna do I think it's a channel or another activation, but then Wednesday we're gonna have an open forum, and I want you guys to tell me how you have been feeling after today, the things that have changed. Oh yeah, we're gonna tomorrow we're gonna shift realities. We're gonna actually, I'm gonna teach you how to easily and effortlessly shift realities while you're awake. But this is gonna shift your reality. Just because we did this. You are no longer the same person. You will no longer think the same way. The people that hold you back in this life are now going to be removed with ease. Don't fight this stuff. Let it go. Don't fight it. Accept it. And just let it go. Because there's going to... Hi, Courtney! there's going to be a lot of changes happening. And if you know what your desire... Lucky Smiles, did you change your name? Oh, okay. I'm going to record... I'm going to record the activation, so anybody who missed it... I'm going to clip the activation so that anybody can miss it. Anybody who missed it can go back and watch it, because you're going to want to do it. Just giving permission today to be activated into the rainbow frequency, you have to understand that what the rainbow frequency is, the frequency that you are as your spirit self. And being able to raise your vibration that high to be able to be activated into that. Now, I'm going to say there's probably some people that aren't at that point yet. But you got the activation. So it is now going to start removing, bringing you to the things you need to see, know, feel, to get you to that vibration. Because now that we activated you within that vibration, it's like a magnet to bring you to be activated. So if you're not quite there yet, most likely your life might be a little chaotic, and because it's bringing and removing everything that's preventing you from being in that vibration. So allow it to happen. It's happening for you, not to you. If you get a sense that you shouldn't be working where you're working, you need to take action and say, okay, I understand that this isn't vibrating with my frequency. Show me the next step. Show me the job that I'm supposed to go to that's going to align with my frequency. And allow them to show you. You have to take action. Start looking. Start, posting that you're looking for, like, post on TikTok, post on Facebook, post wherever you need to post. I no longer vibrate with the job that I'm at. I need to find a job that vibrates with the vibration that I'm currently vibrating at. So these are the things that I could do. These are the things that, I desire, and allow the universe to bring it to you so that it doesn't have to be hard. Good morning, GMA. Good morning, Greg. Andrea. Thank you for the follow, Andrea. Yes, everybody, please follow me. I'm trying to get up there to 10,000. Which I'm sure it'll happen, because that's my intention. But I'd like the support anyway. Do you know how, when you say something, especially now, thank you, GMA, when you say something and it aligns with your frequency, like when I joined TikTok, it was 2 years ago. I think within a month I had 3,000 followers. And I was only actually doing my artistic stuff on there. I didn't really know how to use TikTok back then. But everyone was like, how do you have that many followers? You haven't even been doing anything but showing your, my resin art stuff, my creativity. And I'm like, I don't know. I just put the intention out there. Aw, Shelly, thank you. I was holding back the tears too. Actually, I didn't hold back the tears. I was actually crying. Because like, even though I was activated in that activation before, it was like when I was sitting down to channel what I wanted to do for this live that was going to benefit and help the collective the best way, for their best and highest good, for your best and highest good and mine. And Archangel Michael and Metatron came in and told me to activate all of you. It was like me being activated and feeling all of you being activated. You know how it felt for you? 1,000,000 times over. That's what it felt like for me. Because how they did it for me wasn't exactly how they showed me to do it for you. And it's because the vibration has raised. And it was, I felt it. And then I saw what the outcome of that was going to be. Which made it even more emotional. Because for me, no, I don't cast spells, Eddie. Words are spells, but I intend and put the vibration out there with love for the best and highest good of everybody involved. Vicky, I am going to clip it, the whole activation, and I'm going to repost it after the live, so that anybody who joined the live late after the activation can still do it. I'm going to actually clip it and post it on my page. I knew that was going to happen. You're welcome. Anything like that I do, I always clip them and repost, because there's people who join later that miss them. And if you're here on this live, you're supposed to get it. So, you know, I was also thinking, you know, like when they ask you to do lives, they ask you for people to subscribe to you. And I realized that I thought that like, my subscriptions are only $5.99. Like, I was like, okay, I thought you kind of had to do that. But I don't really feel like that aligns with me. Because my whole point is that everybody get this information without having to pay. So, anybody who's gone and paid, please cancel. I don't cast spells, Eddie. And I don't use spell checker. That's funny. Like Gina, who else? Maria, cancel your subscriptions. Because if you need my help, my email's right on my fucking bio. You can email me and I will meet with you for free. Like, I know that I'm going to be supported by the universe. And I really don't feel, and honestly, $5.99, I only get $1.89 of that. What's the point? I'm getting just as much out of this as all of you are. So please go cancel. The only thing that does, I think, is I don't know if it does anything for my lives. Like, I think just liking and giving me gifts and commenting and sharing does more for my lives than you guys subscribing. Jennifer, it depends. Okay, I'm just going to explain this live. So this is a collective live. I don't do personal readings, but if you have a question that you're looking for guidance on, if it has to do with a lover, if it has to do with job, if it has to do with husband, I am going to tell you. The whole point of me doing this is so that you guys can do this yourself, because a lot of the people that really have true gifts have fallen into the trap from the darkness. And anybody who truly is a spiritual being here to help humanity should be telling everybody the answer is within you. And one of those things, how the universe speaks to you, your guides, is by giving you doubts. If you want to ask a question about, should I be working at this job? Should I be with this person? That is your angels and your guides telling you no, you should not. Because if you should, you wouldn't be having doubts. Anything that is right is easy. Okay, so I can answer that personally, Jennifer. When you stop focusing outside of yourself to make things better and start working on yourself inwards, everything outside that isn't working starts falling away. And you don't care anymore. And it's not that you don't care about the people. You actually do. Like, I care about all of you. But all of the people that choose not to listen and not to join my lives, I send them blessings, but I don't care if they follow me or they don't. God is the universe. The creator is the universe. If you go back and you look at the original Bible, not the King James version of the Bible, not the new version of the Bible, the original version of the Bible, it was never one God. The word Elohim is the word that was used to describe the gods. It was only Christianity, and I've done my research on this a long time. I have studied and went to every religion there is. I've studied Jehovah, I've studied Baptist, I've studied Methodist, Catholic, born-again Christian, trying to find the one true God, until I started researching the history of the Bible that I was led to, and all of the things that Christianity left out of the Bible, and the actual scrolls that were found, that you can look them up yourself. It does not say God. It says Elohim. And the Hebrew translation of Elohim is the gods. So, I use the word creator or universe that is the all-encompassing of the everything and all there is. You can have doubts in relationships, but not in the beginning. Okay? If you're in the beginning stages of a relationship and you're having doubts on whether this is the right person for you or not, then it's the universe's way of telling you no. If you're in a relationship for years with people, energies, people are growing at different speeds. So there's going to be some conflict. That doesn't mean you should leave that person. That means you help each other grow. But in the beginning of a relationship, if your higher self in the universe is asking you to question whether this is the right person for you, then the question and the answer is no. Because if it was right, you wouldn't be questioning it. There wasn't like an original Bible. It was original scrolls that were created into the Bible. So you have to read the Dead Sea Scrolls, read, and I'm not talking about somebody who interpreted the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'm telling you to look up the Dead Sea Scrolls themselves and read them. Look up Thoth and the 7 emerald tablets, the emerald tablets of Thoth. Read them. No, I don't do any kinds of those questions, Jennifer. I'm sorry, sweetheart. This isn't that type of live. This is a live that teaches you how to do those and find those answers yourself within. I don't do readings like that. Hi, Scorpio. Hi, Mimi. That's my grandma name. I'm Mimi too. So if you join late, guys, I did an activation into the rainbow frequency. Thoth, that's how you spell it, Thoth. Hold on. Let me see something. Okay. Okay, so if you go to, I'm going to type it out. Okay. Go to crystallinks.com and let me pin that. Everything you ever want to know is in that website. I forgot to put the period, but it's crystallinks.com. And look up the emerald tablets of Thoth, Thoth. They're hard to read because of the language, but it's funny. Even though they were hard to read, I understood every freaking word. I'm sorry, guys, I don't do personal readings in this live. This is a live to teach you how to listen to yourself and get the answers. Everybody has the answers in them. It's actually, nobody should be, oh, okay, first of all, let me explain this to you. When you get a reading from anybody, and I don't give a shit how much they charge you or how much they tell you they're good at it, they're reading the energy of now. The only thing that I actually charge for is because it takes me time to do it, is Akashic record readings. And that's because it's the past, okay? And that I can guarantee because I can read the records, okay? You can go on my link, on my bio, just email me and tell me that you want a reading. I'll send you my PayPal link. It's $30 for a reading, okay? But with those, you still can't ask futuristic questions. You can ask, why in this lifetime do I have relationship problems? Like, why does it seem that I keep repeating the patterns and picking the same type of men? That's one of the questions that you can ask, which learning about your past and why you have those things happen to you all the time awakens within you what you need to notice, okay? Vicky, I'm glad I found you too. I'm glad you all found me. I'm glad I found all of you. But that was my intention. No, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't read fortunes. That's what I'm trying to say. Fortune tellers cannot honestly predict the future. They can't. They can predict a timeline of the moment that they're sitting in with you right now. But at any time that you have, because we have free will and free choice, at any time you could get up from that reading and have been supposed to take a left and take a right, and now everything in that reading is false. And that's why people don't believe in psychics, because they're telling it to you as truth when it's all subjective, and it's all subjective to change. Like, even when I started learning, I had to like read people, to see, in practice and fine tune my skills. I didn't charge for them. I just did it to learn. And I realized, like, if I held somebody's keys that the energy was imprinted on, okay, I could read the imprints on some, like, a thing, an energetic thing, and tell somebody about themselves by holding their keys, because metal, energy is absorbed in metal. So, but if I sat down to give somebody a card reading and they asked me that, I always told them, this is the potential for a possible outcome. This is not a definite outcome. This is a potential. You got to remember, the other person also has free will and free choice. And just because in this very moment they might be aligned with what you're thinking, 5 minutes from now they may not be. So I don't want you to think that if it doesn't happen, that I was lying to you just to get paid. Because there was a time that I used to get paid to do readings. But I realized that that wasn't aligned with me. That's not what I was supposed to do. Like somebody's car keys. Like, when I was learning how to fine tune my abilities and read energy and read how the information came to me, I owned a bar and a restaurant. So a lot of people, they were like regular customers. Me and my twin sister, we would just be like, Eddie, give me your keys. And I would hold the keys. And then I would tell them things about themselves or things that had happened based on the energy that the keys were holding. I was never wrong. One thing you have to learn is, so I'm going to say this, and I say this in every live because there's a lot of new people. Does everybody hear a voice in their head? Like, do you talk to yourself? Thank you, Yaya. Thank you, Kira. Not everybody has that voice. Hi from Michigan. Did you know not everybody has that voice in their head? I bet you all thought everybody had that voice in their head, right? No. I'm talking about your higher self. No, it's not called thinking. There's some people that when they talk out loud to themselves, they don't hear themselves talking back. So, like when I was, right, the American Fox, the voice, your higher awareness, your soul, sounds just like you, okay? But how you know it's not you thinking the question is because 99.9% of the time, if you're thinking a question, the answer is going to start coming to you before you're even done thinking it. So how can you be thinking of a question and getting the answer and thinking the answer at the same time? You can't. That is your higher self giving you the answer. Your higher self talking to you. And that's how you know. Good morning, Marilyn. E equals M2 Healing Art. Like that name. You're probably hearing multiple versions of your guides. Yeah. I was going to say, you're probably very clairaudient. Me, I'm a little bit of everything. Me either. There's a book. Actually, I'll have to get the name of it. But a guy actually did research on that. Because he realized there were some people that didn't. And he was so curious about the people that didn't hear the voice. So he started he was a professor at a college. And he looked nuts. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, everybody who followed me. Sometimes I talk and I just keep talking. That's why I just say thank you. Just thank you, everybody. If you followed me, if you sent me gifts, if you subscribed, if you liked my live, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But anyway, he looked crazy. Caitlin, I have the book. I just don't know where it is right at this second. Hold on. I'm gonna get it. I think I have it. Hold on. Let's see if it's in here. Nope. 1 second. I gotta go to my office. I'll be right back. Okay, it's called The Surrender Experiment by Michael A. Singer. Here, and I will tell you what it says. What did I do with my glasses? Did I sit on them? I don't know what I did with them. Anyway. Okay, so sitting alone in a 6-seater private jet on at 40,000 feet is a very peaceful place. I fell into meditation and my mind became very still. When I opened my eyes, I absorbed the tremendous differences in my environment from when I had first moved out to the woods to be alone and meditate. Though I still lived in those same woods, my place of solitude had grown into a thriving yoga community, and I had become a CEO of the public corporation. The life had somehow magically manifested around me. It was now perfectly clear to me that all of these life experiences included running a business at this level were doing as much to free me spiritually as my years of solitary meditation. Just as Hercules used the flow of rivers to clean out the Jurgen stables, so the powerful flow of life was cleaning out whatever was left in me. I just kept letting go and practicing non-resistance whenever I liked what was happening or not, whether I liked what was happening or not. It was in this frame of mind that I was flying off to Texas to discuss the billion-dollar merger offer for my company from a powerful CEO who had never even met. So, life rarely unfolds exactly as we want it to. And if we stop and think about it, that makes perfect sense. The scope of this is universal, and the fact that we are not actually in control of life's events should be self-evident. The universe has been around for 13.8 billion years, okay? And the process that determined the flow of life around us did not begin when we were born, nor will they end when we die. What manifests in front of us at any given moment is actually something truly extraordinary. It is the end result of all of the forces that have been entering together for billions of years. We are not responsible for even the tiniest fraction of what is manifesting around us. Nonetheless, we walk around constantly trying to control and determine what will happen in our lives. No wonder there's so much tension, anxiety, and fear. Each of us actually believes that things should be a way we want them to be, instead of being the natural result of all the forces of creation. This is what I've been trying to tell you all about how our path, everybody's human path, is a river that flows downhill. And we are in a lifeboat trying to swim against the current. It's called the surrender experiment, okay? And I'm explaining this. Every day we give procedures to our mind's thoughts over the reality unfolding before us. We regularly say things like, it better not rain today because I'm going camping, or I better get that raise because I really need the money. Notice that these bold claims about what should and shouldn't happen are not based on scientific evidence. They're based solely on personal preferences made up in our minds without realizing it. We do this with everything in our lives. It's as though we actually believe that the world around us is supposed to manifest in accordance to our own likes and dislikes. If it doesn't, surely something is very wrong. This is an extremely difficult way to live, and it is the reason we feel that we're always struggling with life. Nonetheless, it is also true that we are not powerless in the face of the events unfolding around us. We have been gifted with the power of will from deep inside. We can determine how we want something to be and apply the power of our minds, hearts, and bodies in an attempt to make the outside world conform. But this puts us in a constant battle of our way versus the way it would be without our intervention. This battle between individual will and the reality of life unfolding around us ends up consuming our lives. When we win the battle, we are happy and relaxed. When we don't, we are disturbed and stressed. Since most of us only feel good when things are going our way, we are constantly attempting to control everything in our lives. The question is, does it have to be this way? There is so much evidence that life does quite well on its own. The planet stays in orbit, tiny seeds grow into giant trees, weather patterns have kept forests across the globe watered for millions of years, and a single fertilized cell grows into a beautiful baby. We are not doing any of these things as conscious acts of will. They are all being done by the incomprehensible perfection of life itself. All these amazing events and countless more are being carried out by forces of life that have been around for billions of years. The very same forces of life that we are consciously pitting our will against on a daily basis. If the natural unfolding of the process of life can create and take care of the entire universe, is it really reasonable for us to assume that nothing good will happen unless we force it to? It is to the exploration of this intriguing question that this book was developed. How can there possibly be more important questions? If life can manifest the DNA molecule on its own, not to mention create the human brain, how is it that we feel that we have to control everything on our own? There must be another more sane way of doing life and approaching life. For example, what would happen if we respected the flow of life and used our free will to participate in what's unfolding instead of fighting it? What would be the quality of our life that unfolds? Would it just be random events with no order or meaning, or would the same perfection of order and meaning that manifest in the rest of the universe manifest in our everyday life? Can you see it? This is what my life is about, is surrendering. Aw, thank you, Tony. Emma. I love you guys. Seriously, surrendering. Why do we feel that we know more than the universe? And I'm 52 years old. I know that if you look at me now, you would not, I don't show myself as the version of the experiences that have happened to me. Okay? Because I was born knowing certain things. So I never allowed my life experiences to become me. I allowed them to help me grow. Okay, literally the devil, you got a question. What can I do for you? It is scary. I love you too. When you give up control and surrender and stop trying to control every outcome, you literally witness the miracles that should have always been provided for you. That was one of the things that I was going to talk to you tomorrow about. But I'll get into it now. So everybody, before they go to sleep tonight, okay, I want you to say this. Write it down and start saying it every night before you go to bed. My desired reality is shifting from my current energetic frequency into the timeline where I am vibrating at my highest God frequency, completely in alignment with my dream life and free from physical pain, emotional pain, and anything stuck within this timeline and reality that has ever prevented me from living in my God frequency. I am in my desired reality, loving everything about my life, and I easily attract my desires because I am the vibration of knowing I am that I am. And just say it before you go to sleep. Okay, I'll reread it, Aluna. Because this is reality shifting. Okay? When we are asleep, we are no longer in our physical bodies. We are where our soul is resting outside of the limitations of our physical body. Okay? So, when you say something before you go to bed, that this is my intention for my reality to shift into my desired reality while I sleep, you are now opening the door without your limiting self-doubts and, conscious mind and unconscious mind and pain and trauma to interfere with the universe creating that. Okay? You can even add to this. When I wait, so I'm going to say it slowly. Everybody get a pen and paper. Thank you for the share, guys. Hold on, I got to get a drink. My mouth gets so dry when... Okay. Everybody got their pen and paper? Okay. As I sleep, I am shifting from this timeline to my desired reality. That is moving from my current energetic frequency into the timeline where I am vibrating at my highest God frequency. Completely in alignment with my dream life, free from all physical pain, emotional pain, trauma, and anything stuck within this timeline and reality that has ever prevented me from living in my God frequency. In my desired reality, everything in my life is love. Comes to me easily and flows without resistance. Because I am the vibration of the all-knowing. I am that I am. As I awake and step my feet on the ground, I enter my new reality, and the old one no longer exists. And so it is. I'm telling you, Donnie, your name. Yeah, Vicky. I can repeat it. How about I just clip the video and I'll post it so everybody can have it. And I usually do these right after. So just after the live's over, I have about 25 minutes and then I'll just clip it. Thank you. And then you can just, save it, put it to your favorites. And you can reword it to fit yours, like your desired reality. But I kept it like that because I feel like when we try and, I don't know, like if I said, I am shifting my desired reality to become a millionaire, and this person enter my life and this person leave my life, and that's still trying to control the situation. When you just keep it as, I'm shifting from my current energetic frequency and reality to the new desired reality that vibrates at my highest God frequency. That is surrendering. Does that make sense to you guys? You want to completely surrender. That's what I'm saying. E equals MC to healing art. That's what I'm saying, is surrender. You don't need to know how it's going to play out. You just need to trust that it's going to play out to your best and highest good, because you're letting the universe take control over it instead of you trying to control it, because our conscious minds and subconscious minds are limited. Thank you for the follow. Margaret. It is faith. It is. But Ant Man B, I'm going to give you a short rundown so you understand, okay? At the age of 5 through 7, was molested by my uncle and his friends. At the age of 13, was raped by gunpoint. At the age of 15, was date raped and got pregnant for the first time. Didn't even have my period for 3 months. Moved away from that hellhole that I lived in. Moved up here. Got pregnant the first time I ever had sex with my boyfriend that I spent 8 years with. Married, unemotional person. And I'm still friends with him. He's a great person, but spent 13 years healing myself to stop picking the same type of people. Finally heal myself where I'm healed my inner child. My 13-year-old daughter dies. I'm broken. Completely broken. And this is just little bits and pieces, okay? Not everything. These are the big things, but not the events that happened after the big things. After my daughter passed away, I left Rhode Island and moved to California to get away from my crazy ass fucking family. Because at the point, I couldn't see their pain. I couldn't see how they could not put their pain aside to help me. It took me to leave to realize that they were all in survival mode, just like me. Came back 6 months later, healed my relationship with my twin sister, and she died in my driveway the day she was moving in with me. Just dropped dead in my driveway. If I can truly have faith that all of those things did not happen to me, that they happened for me, and my life is a result of everything then everybody here can too. I'm not sorry. I thank you. But I truly know that those, although very hard experiences, are why I am who I am today. And why I can have compassion for everybody. Because if I would not have gone through physical abuse, if I would not have gone through mental abuse, if I would not have gone through sexual abuse, if I would not have gone through death and loss, if I would not have gone through all of those things, I would not be able to relate with all of those things and all of the people. And that's what makes you relatable to people. People don't listen to people that haven't, they're not going to, if I tried to go out there and talk about loss to people that actually went through loss and I had never gone through loss, I'd be a hypocrite. You can't tell somebody how to feel or what could help them if you've never walked in their shoes. And I have walked in everybody's shoes. Thank you, sweetheart. I literally have walked in everybody's shoes. Physical abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse, loss, creating abuse for myself, abusing myself because I didn't believe in all of that. I didn't believe in myself because of everything that happened to me. I mean, but it opened me up so much. That, do you know that I can physically look at somebody now? Because vibration remembers vibration, right? So if I'm sitting here talking to you and I never met you, if you had any of those things happen to you, I could feel it and I know it. And so when people, most people aren't like me, but that's why I'm here to show you. They take it personal that those things happen to them. And they define themselves by their experiences. But when I look at somebody who's acting out, who is angry at the fucking world, who doesn't know how to get out of the situation, who uses drugs, and who does stuff like that, right? I see their pain. I see their pain. And I have compassion. My twin sister was a heroin addict. Now she was clean when she died. But I physically lived the addict life with her. I went through withdrawals with her. I went through deaths with her. Because she literally OD'd 3 or 4 times. And I felt it and went through it with her. I sometimes feel like our lives were split in two so that we, like, our soul could overcome so many things in one lifetime. Because she told me that after she passed, because I'm her twin, I can still feel her and I can still hear her talking to me. I can still hear her laughing. I can still communicate with her. She physically told me that it was always going to be me. That she was never the strong one. Even though when we were young, I always felt like she was. Because, like, she had the guts to get up and leave. Like, she left when she was 16 years old. Our family. But me, I stayed to heal my family. I didn't run away. I didn't start using drugs. I stayed, took the abuse, and still showed compassion to my family. I mean, when my 13-year-old daughter died, my entire family quit speaking to me because they couldn't deal with being in my presence because it hurt so bad. At that time, yes, I took it personal. But I learned to realize that they just weren't as strong as I was. And so I learned to forgive them because I realized they were also going through pain and in survival mode. I know, it is. It is the side of grief that no one talks about. But I felt alone. I used to have to go in my car and cry for my child. I mean, this is the stuff that they would say. And I'm just identifying it. I don't identify myself with it, but this is like, if I acted normal around them, then they called me crazy and said that I didn't love my child because I wasn't in a mental institution because she passed away. But then if I cried too much, they didn't want me around because it bothered them too much. I couldn't win no matter what I did. The only way for me to pick myself was to leave. And I had 3 other children, and one of my children was 2 years older than my daughter, and she was home. I mean, he was home when my daughter died, and he had to find her. And I didn't leave probably until like a year and a half after she passed away, but I went to all of my children and said, listen, guys, how would you feel about mommy leaving? Because I really feel like I need to do it or I'm not going to make it. And they all told me, even my son, who I think went probably through most of it worse than even me and my ex-husband. Mom, you have to do you. You have to. We want you to be happy. And we know that you're not going to be able to be worth anything or help anybody if you can't heal yourself. And so they let me. My children were the only ones. But they also had a mother like me that taught them that. From the time they were little, I never lied to them. Even when it was bad things. Like when me and my ex-husband were getting divorced. And my ex-husband and my mom were like, you know, the kids don't need to know why. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yes, they do. They do need to know why. I hated that as a child. I hated adults thinking that we didn't need to know why. Because kids need to know why. And I explained to them, me and your dad don't hate each other, but we're just friends. And that's not what a marriage is. And I don't want you guys growing up thinking that or what me and your dad have is normal. And that's what will happen. Is if I stay here just for you guys and we continue to go on the way we always have, then that's what you're going to grow up thinking a marriage is. And so I would rather you hate me now and grow up and be happy and thank me later than continue on how we are. Jen, you have to. We have to be the cycle breakers. We have to be the cycle breakers. Even if that means other people hate us. Doesn't matter. My kids love me. My kids love me. I have a great relationship. And I think that's hysterical because, like, my mom, she thinks she was the greatest mom in the world. And to her, she was. She did the best that she could with the information and knowledge that she had. But she has always had problems with her children throughout her life because she's a control freak. I tell everybody that. To be a parent, you have to love your children enough to allow them to hate you. You have to. That's what being a parent is. You know, now I have to do it for my sister's kids. I don't want to be the bad guy anymore. I really don't want to be the bad guy anymore. No, I think they do. I truly believe that everybody's doing the best that they can with what the information that they were given. And so parents nowadays, like the young parents, their parents, like, let's say, like my kids' age. Now, I'm not talking about my kids because they have me as a mom, but other parents, they just gave their kids everything. Because their parents probably didn't have the money to give them, the things that they wanted. So it's like the scale went from, like, here's the scale, right? We got the scale up and down, up and down. Parents that were born in the 50s and 60s, the scale was down here, and they felt like they didn't have anything. Then their kids grew up, and the scale went like this. So their kids, they gave their kids everything and worked their asses off and were never home just to give them things where the kids don't care about things. They act like they care about things, but they don't really care about things, and it's your job as a parent to realize that. And it was like a battle. It was a battle between, like, me and my... Oh, thank you. It was a battle. Because my mom was like, you have to work. You have to be able to do this for your kids. You have to be able to do that. Like, you have to work. And I'm like, no. And it was hard because we owned a restaurant together. Me, my ex-husband, and my mom. And then I worked with her, and we ran a restaurant. And she's like, oh, you can't take a day off. I'm like, oh, yes, I fucking can. I'm taking my days off. I will work one extra day overtime because I worked 4 10-hour days. So that still gave me 2 days off with my kids. I said I'm not working any more than 1 day overtime because the 2 days are for my kids. And you can call me selfish, but I live in Rhode Island. In the summertime, it's the beach. It's hikes through the woods. It's going to the mountains. You don't have to spend all kinds of money to spend time with your kids. Aren't you working to be showing off your neck? No, I only paid $3 for this freaking necklace off Temu. I also make a lot of my own jewelry. Oh, thank you so much. Lodima? Is that how you spell say your name? Yes. That brings me to another subject. People thinking that we shouldn't buy things from China because China is going, they're trying to destroy us. Please don't listen to that stuff. China's economy would fall to pieces if it was not for America. China is not trying to destroy America because it would destroy them. So, this stuff is sold in America. This stuff is from Temu, so they have shops in America. Yeah, me too. So not everything comes from China, but everything else you see in this freaking world comes from China. China is not trying to destroy us because they would just literally be destroying themselves. Why do you feel bad about it, Jeffrey? Listen, America is making it to the point where people can't even buy food for their kids. It's so freaking expensive. So you got to do what you got to do for yourself and your family. When you go to the store and you spend $100 or $200 and you have 4 bags of stuff, it's crazy. And honestly, that's one of the biggest reasons why I was guided to create these lives, or create this live, is to bring the awareness up for the collective and the vibration up to realize that we do not need our government system. I know. Me too. I remember that too. And she only spent like $80. It's not a traitor. We have to. We have to. We can't afford to buy the shit in America. I mean, but let me say something. If we all used our skills and God-given gifts to create a society that ran itself with the knowledge and the gifts and the tools and the, whatever people have. Like, some people might have money and some people might have land, but other people might be, the vets or the cooks or the farmers, whatever. We do not need our government. We need togetherness. We need togetherness. America is not supporting America anymore. America is supporting everybody but America. So when America isn't supporting us, we got to do it ourselves. I don't like our government either. I would move to Ireland if I could. America is supporting other companies and corporate America. That's it. Not that I liked everything that Trump said, because I think he was an idiot when it came to like posting on social media and things like that. But in our Constitution, one of our rights is that at any point if the American people feel that the government is not working in our favor because it's actually employed by us, we have the right to overturn the government at any time. So at the end of, Trump's term, when they were trying to impeach him and the people were trying to overturn the government and they were trying to get into the Capitol building and they were all arrested, that's against the fucking law. We have the right. We pay them. They don't pay us. We pay them. It's just that they're banking that we're all too stupid to realize it. If you're an American citizen, you have the right to overturn the government. There does need to be law and order. There does. And I only have 3 minutes, but let's say, how they use gun control, right? It's in the Constitution that every person has the right to bear arms, okay, to defend themselves. It shouldn't be that anybody can just go buy a gun. What if everybody has the right to bear arms, then it should be government assigned. If everybody had a gun, And everybody knew that everybody was trained on how to use these guns, and that they were issued them by the government at the age of 18. Nobody would just be thinking that they could go out and shoot anybody, because they'd have just the same chance to get shot themselves. But it's the way that they do it. It's to keep everybody in constant battle. I know that's what we're trying to create, is a total shift in reality. Yes, mental health, background checks. Right. If you have a personality disorder, you have psychotic tendencies, you shouldn't be issued a gun. But they do aptitude tests. They know who people are. But at the age of 18, if everybody was issued a standard issue, like small handgun to defend themselves, then people would think twice about just going out and shooting people. But anyway, guys, I actually have to go to my next job. This isn't my job. This is what I love. I actually have to go to my real job until I don't have to go to my real job anymore. But I send you off. Usually I do the meditation or the activation meditation at the end, but since we did it at the beginning, I'm not going to do it now. It's too much energy. It just wouldn't be good if I did another one now. But I am going to go clip those now, and I am going to post the reading before to go to bed and the activation. Please go watch it. I go live Monday through Friday, 11 to 12:45, Saturdays, usually 2, 3, 4 o'clock. I love you. I send you with many, many blessings, and I hope to see you every day I'm live, or whenever you can. Just share my lives. I thank you for all the support, all the likes, all the gifts. Just supporting me this way is what I need. And I love you. Have a great rest of your day.